soy milk, noodles, chili paste, put it together and you get soy milk Dan Dan Noodles. So summer is almost over, but I have one more cold noodle dish. It's a Tan Dan noodle dish that's made really simply with a soy milk soup. I'll show you to make it. Let's get started. Here we have some garlic and cucumber. This is the majority of the cutting that we need to do. Let's cut the cucumber first, as it will be a garnish and we don't want it tasting garlicky. Slice on an angle. Dispose of any non-uniform pieces. Stack them up. Slice through into matchsticks. Once you have pieces like this, set them aside. The garlic we will cut off the ends, crush, and dice. Let's set those aside in their own little bowl. The only other item we will cut is some cilantro, which we'll give a brief rinse, wrap in a paper towel to dry, gently roll, cut off the root ends, and cut up from the stems into equally sized pieces. We will be using the stems, which are just as flavorful as the leaves. Let's set those in their own bowl for quick access later. Next, some bean sprouts. We don't need to cut them, but we will blanch them for a few minutes to make sure they have a nice texture. Blanching them is also a great way to make them last longer in the fridge. So when you don't need a whole bag for one recipe, this is a great way to save them. After about 3 to 4 minutes, drain and let cool for later. These right here are looking good. Before we get cooking, let's put together our soy milk soup. This is super basic. In fact, we won't even be cooking it. For 300 milliliters of soy milk, which is about 2 servings, add in 1 teaspoon of soy sauce and a half teaspoon of granulated chicken stock. MSG or salt also works. And that's it. If you were to try this now, it would probably just taste like salty soy milk, but it balances really well with the rest of the seasoning later. So let's set that aside. In the time it takes to boil water for our noodles, we'll be able to cook our meat for the Tan Dan topping. So let's put on our water and bring it to a boil. Get out a frying pan, heat a little vegetable oil, and add in the garlic. The other thing we will add in this early stage is some doubanjiang, a red chili paste. If you have a jar of this, you can also use it for mapo tofu, jajangmyeon, ebi chili. All these recipes I have on my channel, I'll link them at the end. I'll add about 2 teaspoons of that, maybe it's closer to a tablespoon. Feel free to adjust to your taste and heat tolerance. For me, I could probably just eat it with a spoon. I'm kidding, but do saute it so it develops flavor. After a couple of minutes, drop in the meat. Honestly, about 200 grams for 2 to 3 servings would be fine, but this is over 300 grams. I think it's the Italian in me wanting to cook more than necessary. Break that up into small pieces, cook until it's cooked through and looks kind of like a meat sauce. Season with a little sake and soy sauce. Let that just come together on a low heat. Our water has come up to a boil, so I'll drop in some fresh ramen noodles, but use what you have. This would also work with instant noodles or somen too. The meat here is pretty much ready, but keep an eye on your noodles though. As soon as you turn your back on it, it will decide to do this. Just give it a stir to calm it down. I guess I could have used a bigger pot, but even still, make sure to stir it so it doesn't stick. After 3 to 4 minutes, or whatever the package says for your noodle of choice, strain and rinse until cold. Give it a few tosses to expel any excess water. Let drain as we get ready to serve. Grab a large bowl, give the noodles a few more tosses, and dump them in the bowl. Decide that maybe this could be 2 servings, and then save some for later. Add the bean sprouts and cucumbers, then the meat mixture right in the center. Pour over about half of the mixture, saving the other half for a second portion. Garnish with some cilantro leaves, and there we have our chilled soy milk Dan Dan noodles. Both the soy milk and the meat mixture together create such a wonderful flavor. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and for more ways to use doubanjiang, check out this video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.